Okay, so we're going to do a direct continuation here. You got to watch the parts in order. So right here, we're looking at the second minor is going to be the fourth major shape, and then play 6 root 3. It's going to be A minor shaped. Okay? So now it should be A minor shaped, and it was A minor shaped, wasn't it? It wasn't E minor shaped, was it? Okay. So we kind of hope we straightened that out, but I feel more confused than before. All right, so we start on a G on the C shape here. We're going to do root 3 6. Okay, so it's just C shape is going to be the 3. Go to G shape, next string up. We're going to do the 6 and the root. Okay, because G is 6 7 root. We'll go to the D shape. We're going to just do the 3. So what do we got so far? In the C shape we have 3 6 root 3. What are we making here? Let's keep going. We got the A string shape. It's going to be just a 6. Looks like we're making an A minor shape. And E is just going to be the root. Okay, but remember, we're not going to play that pentatonic. No way. That's bad. Even though it sounds good. So if you're going to sound out that, if you want to sound out that string shape and you're doing a substitution, remember you're only going to play these two guys. Alright, luckily its 7th is okay to play. That's why it sounded good. Because the 7th is okay to play in the 4th, but not the 4th of the 4th. It has to be the Lydian 4th. Sounds like West Side Story. Okay, so, and we're going to go from the E to the C again, the 3rd. So it was. Alright, so we carved out that A minor there. And so this is what these are useful for. Now let's continue back to the doldrums. Of course, if we bring the pattern down, we're in the D shape. If we do the root 3 6 from the D shape, okay, what are we going to get? What are we going to get? Here's your D shape, which is the 5th. We're going to get the 3rd, okay, which is it's this little C minor shape thing, but starting on a D parent shape. Remember, the 6th is always going to be one letter advanced in the cage word. C A G E D starts over again, so it's C. So D goes to C. D goes to C, right? Okay, D goes to C, and that's the shape of the minor, the relative minor of the D shape. We play a 6 through 3 there. We're going to get a C minor shaped. Now this is weird. People don't usually play a C minor shaped E minor. It'd be an E minor in the key of C. So it's going to be, let's say we're in this cage. Oh, sorry, down here. That was from the E cage. Here's your G cage. C minor shape's going to be, it's going to be like this. It should be like this, but guess what? It's going to start down here. Hold on. Okay, so shame on me for trying to guess this, but if I'm not mistaken, when we go to the 3rd minor, remember it's going to be the minor shape of the 4th, just 1/2 step down. So here's the C major shape 4th, right? We've got our C major shape 4th. And then its buddy right there is the minor shape 1/2 step down. It takes us into the next cage in a D minor shape. Remember, C minor shape goes to D minor shape in an increasing pentatonic scale, which is when you're going to the right. So it's backwards. You're going down as it says. As it seems. because you shouldn't go down the strings, and it goes up the pentatonic scale. So how do we remedy that? We're going, instead of doing the when we go, instead of going to this G, we're going to this G. You can bet this is 6th root. This is a G string. You can bet, because we moved the pattern down for the 5th. So here's our G string on the 2nd highest string, because that's the only one that has 6th root. So we can carve that out, but we kind of did it the other way. We did it the easy way. We can also carve that out. So let's look at that. So we move the pattern down. We're starting on a D. Okay, so let me see if I can get both of these things here. Right here, we're on the D. We moved. Let's see. We started here. We moved the pattern. Was the G pattern? We moved the pattern down to a D. We're going to start on a D. We're going to go with 6/3 root. Okay, so here's our structure. Okay. Now, if we wanted to avoid hitting this Lone Wolf 7 up here out of the cage, we could play the long G pattern, which would go G, D. That's the long G pattern that doesn't use the Lone Wolf 7. We can get to those if we ever do get to them. They're over here. Long patterns. Don't be afraid of them. It's just, what do you name it? What are you going to call it? And I'm very concerned with what I'm calling it and how I'm seeing it, so that I can make it as easy as possible. So here we're going to start on the D with 3. This is the substitution. Here's our basic cage again. Start on the D with the 3rd, because D is 2/3. Notice we're not going to play the 4th to scope out that D, you know, to play out that D. 2/3 4. We're not going to play that 4 because it's not part of, well, it happens to be part of the pattern anyway, right? Because we can play the 4th. We can play the 4th of the 5th. Right? We can go. Okay, but we can't play the 7th of that 5th. You know, we're not going to go, unless that's what you want to do. Unless that's what you want to do. It gives it a, but that's maybe in the key of G then, you know what I'm saying? And then you're going to its 5th or something like that. All right, so let's do it. Starting from the D, we got the 3. And then we go to the A, we're going to have the 6. Okay, and so we're right here. Then we go to the E, we're going to have the root. Now we got some shape fitting, because remember, alright, I just broke my own rule, right? So the A pattern goes to the E pattern, but remember the E, we're not going to play that leading tone. We're just going to play in the E. We're just going to play right here. Where's our E in pentatonic? Just root 2. It's going to be right on top of that A. It's so easy, unless it hits the tuning warp. So let's start again with the D shape. D shape goes to A shape, goes to E shape, straight up to the root rather, and then to C shape's just the 3rd again. And we got that E shape. The C is straight on top of it. C straight on top of E, but we got to go over for that 3rd. Okay, the 3rd of the 5th is that B. Now we're out of that. Now we're out of the cage again, but it's okay to play it like that this time. This time, because we're doing the substitution. Now let's see how we can get around that. But let's try that one more time. I'm sorry about trying it one more time. We got the D shape. We're substituting into the G shape root, and we're going to use